Hello again. You have reached the third of the 4 videos that I have on OODA Loop, and in this one I want to go in a little bit details of one of the supporting concepts that I have found and I have introduced before giving the OODA Loop for implementing for teams, and especially for the first O, the observation, as the observation is usually the longest phase. Especially in a team environment. If you have a huge team and you have lots of resources, meaning lots of people with computers, with their knowledge, you can gather a lot of data. And that data is definitely useful for making the decision and for the planning and everything that comes afterwards. But how to make sure that everyone is looking at the right thing, everyone is bringing in the correct data? It's quite challenging, and sometimes it happens that sometimes someone comes back with a piece of information that turns out to be not useful. This can make the leader mad, because why did you waste time on this? This might and will most likely make the person mad also. Then why did you give me a task of spending the time on this? To understand more of why these things happen and how to avoid them, I have seen that it's good to understand also how the human mind works, and how, especially on the side, that what is our capability of focusing on something, and focusing on also the bigger picture, or seeing the bigger picture at all. And I've seen the concept and the study of invisible gorilla extremely useful in this. If you've never heard about the invisible gorilla, it's great research and a book that was published in 2010 by Chabris and Simons, about what we can focus on and what else is going on, and how to divide people and how to kind of divide our focus, because people get fixated, and it's both good and bad. It can't be. We tend to say that if you're target fixated as a leader, it's bad, because you need to be able to detach, you need to be able to step back and really have the broader picture. But at the same time, fixation can be very good, because then you go in much detail, and sometimes you have to do it, especially if you have a team of specialists. They need to go in great detail in their field. That's why you have them. If everyone would just be detached, then this doesn't work. But what's the invisible gorilla concept about? The best way to understand it is actually look at the video. I have a link here. If you haven't seen it, before continuing this video, please look at this one. If you have seen it, then I would recommend it to go over it again, especially this one, because it's a great way to bring it back and to understand it fully. And I've done this test many times myself with different sizes of audience, and I would say the average is that 50% cannot spot the gorilla. So why is it important? It's important because I always ask them, whose job is it to actually see the gorillas? It can be anyone's, yes, but most importantly, it's the leader's responsibility. But at the same time, if the leader misses to see the gorilla and to point out that, hey, there's a gorilla in the room, then everyone else who sees it should point it out. And for some reason, we get to the points that either no one dares, or no one wants to, or cares enough, or is not bold enough to say it out loud. And it can happen that in an organization, everyone knows about the gorilla, no one talks about it. But then if, for example, I come in as a consultant, I ask like, hey, what's the gorilla doing here? And then everyone's like, oh, it's we don't talk about it. And I'm like, okay, but maybe we should get rid of the gorilla first and then move on. And this tends to happen actually very easily. And if I'm in the leadership position, this is important to understand that the people only bring, most commonly, bring back the information that I'm asking them for. I can't be expecting, or I can't be mad or angry at them if they are bringing me back information what I asked for. This is their job. This is what they want to do. They want to do a very good job, a great job, and they are going deep into their field of expertise. So it's very bad habit to start punishing them or like blaming them on something that was not even their fault. So as a leader, you always need to step back and think that, is this, even if I think that the information that is brought to me is wrong, then I have to firstly step back. Was I clear enough? Was it simple that I tasked him with? Or was it like too overall, or am I causing the problem here? So think about the invisible gorilla each time that someone brings you something or doesn't do a task or in the way that you thought it should be done. If you're in that position, then very often it's actually on you. Take ownership that the information that you provided was not enough, that the task was not clear enough, and the result was not what you wanted. It's on you. It's on every leader that every step before fulfilling the task must be done correctly. So now we have the last video to go, and in that one I will firstly look into a little bit broader picture of how the OODA loop works for us, especially in a competitive environment, and how to not only our co-workers but actually our competitors out of their OODA loop, and also how to use this concept, for example, in one-on-one sports like jiu-jitsu or even chess. So click on the next video.